Everybody runs from the storms. We are, pack trucks up, we're going in.
We got to be there before anyone else could be there to make sure it's safe for anyone, because as being a lineman working on all those live wires, it's very dangerous.
We have on the back of our shirts, we are the few that go towards the storm. And ultimately that's what they do. They want to serve, they want to protect, but they also have this internal thing happening where they want to know that they're needed.
The workers of the next 100 years really want to be a part of something beyond just a profession. They want to be a part of mission. They want to understand how their work translates into impact in the world.
Southeast Lineman Training Center is a school that trains individuals basically in line work. And those two areas are the electrical line worker program and the communications line worker program. And so really it's an entry-level school for individuals wanting to get into the career. We've gone from one piece of property of 19 acres to over 100 acres, from one campus to 3 campuses, and a backlog for students trying to get into the trade, trying to get into SLTC.
As we continued to grow, we were responding to the growth. We weren't planning for the growth because we really had no concept of where this was going, how big it could be, or what God's plan was in it. I mean, we were truly just stewards trying to keep this thing on track and responding to the growth.
So the Lineman School, when we first met, had a very successful business. David and PJ had taken over the business from a father-in-law, and they had grown it significantly. But they weren't sure where they should go next, and so they were really looking for a strategic thought partnership to help them develop a confident plan for expanding the value of the business going further. So we were able to design a solution that solved a number of different problems for David and PJ, and partner together over the last few years to really expand the value of the company together.
That's one of the things that I loved about Sovereigns, is Sovereigns really helped us. Michael Tremaine, Luke Roush helped us to see the opportunities that we really had. We've always seen our business as mission and God-centered and wanting to love on students, but they allowed us to see just the impact that we can make and the unique opportunity that we have.
What we've seen kind of play out over the last couple of years as we've been really involved with these guys is a desire to both grow, but also get better and to raise the bar. And that's what we want to help them with as a capital partner and as a thought partner strategically about how do you grow well, how do you grow thoughtfully, how do you grow responsibly.
We are truly acknowledging that we're responsible for the lives that God's given us influence over, and we're intentional about that. Where can He go with it? I don't ever want to define it. I just want to experience it.
Biblical principles at work in the marketplace are actually an advantage to the business. We just tend to find that the more alignment that people have with real, true, timeless biblical principles, the better run businesses they are. And so they tend to actually outperform their peers. And that's part of the thesis at Sovereigns Capital that we're trying to demonstrate, that investing behind faith-aligned entrepreneurs is actually a great idea.
Back in those days, we would never have imagined that we would be where we are right now. What we could see is we knew that there was a demand, we knew there was a need, and we knew that what we were doing mattered, and we were investing in our students, and we were creating a great product. It's easy to build buildings and to have classrooms and to buy more land. What's difficult is to make sure that your instructors and your staff is prepared and passionate and has purpose in what they're doing, and to know that this is important. Every student that comes here, how we develop them and how we pour into them and what we train them and how we teach them is critical.
They have such a high view of the dignity of work, and they know that they're preparing these young men and women for a career, not just a job. And they also know they're preparing them for life. And they believe they're sending forth young men and women into the industry that are confident, and capable, and ready to make a difference.
There's not a single person here that doesn't want your best interest. I've always had the slight fear of I'm not going to be anything in life, and this school really has kind of broke that for me, because this has given me the opportunity to hone in on a skill that not a lot of people have, and if I can put that skill to good use, I'll make something out of myself. And it was very good reassurance for me that, Bryce, take a deep breath. You're gonna make it in this world.
So when we have parents come in or friends and family come in and shake our hands at the end and say, you know, we dropped you off a child, you gave us back a young man, it's so encouraging to the emails that come months to years later that, you know, of gratitude that, hey, we just got married, bought our first house, having our first child. Those are that's the fuel that keeps us going every day. For us, we know our faith is that greater purpose, and we have an awesome opportunity to kind of combine the spiritual and the practical in our training and our stewardship of the business. But the staff, for them to come alongside, like I said, that's the fuel for them to see these accomplishments of these young men and women when they get out into their career path and they have a new life they never planned for.
All investing is impact investing. The question is, what impact do we want our investing to have? We believe every private investment is an opportunity to have impact. What matters is understanding the impact that the business leaders feel called to deliver against, and then us as the investor, as an active partner, falling in love with their vision for where the business needs to go, what they're being called to, both in terms of business outcomes as well as spiritual outcomes. My job is to really pay attention to help break down barriers that either arise or exist at the time of investment for the management team and try to equip them to be able to lead in the direction that they feel like God has called them to.